weather's good, a little bit of wind but nothing much, and cloudy but lots of sunny spells. So here we go. Brighton is way in the distance, and we're just coming up to the Shoreham sort of chimney, and here we are at Brighton. You can see the old pier here, and the other one is in the distance. We're coming up to Brighton Pier now. With their terrifying rides. These things are quite scary actually. Now I'm in the wrong place. I've been turned around. I did not like going through and round the harbour at all. We are on land. Woo! That was the worry when I was out there. Well, that sea was pretty rough, and I was a bit nervous about getting in. But somehow managed to so here we are anyway. Crazy kids over there. I got the tide all wrong. It seems that it's coming in now, which really surprises me. I was sure it was going down, but that is a tide coming in, so I've got to camp here, and it's not where I really want you to camp, but I sort of messed up the timings, so I'm a bit stuck here really. So this is Rockendene, I think. Been interviewed by the local beach patrol. So, he's not kicked me off. Just came to see if I was all right. This is the kind of weather which I had on you. There's not enough driftwood to make a fire. I'm just going to snack. Let's have some soup and stuff. O'clock. That's a good flat sea. So I should be fine. Oh yeah. There's a bit of wind I could do without. It's just after 9 in the morning, and it was was not a great night. It was a bit cold and there was no driftwood at all on the beach, so I couldn't make a fire. But I really fancy my chances of getting to Beachy Head. Wow! Well, I nearly made a pig's ear of that. Just getting stuck on the bottom. Anyway, that was a nice, smooth entry. And here we go, turning left towards New Haven. This is why we see kayak. It's just beautiful, isn't it? It's a calm day. And these are the white cliffs of the English Channel. Still a long canoe ahead of me, but it is pretty nice. I know I shouldn't think about the journey back yet, but it does make you think it's going to be a much more grueling paddle back. This is the first of these 7 sisters on the east of New Haven. Very dramatic it is too. This is quite stunning. And I can't see Burling Gap, but I can see where Beachy Head is. It's round the corner, it's a long way off yet. I think I should be able to make it today. But what an amazing place. So this is Burling Gap. It kind of just, it's exactly that. You cannot see it until you're almost on top of it. Oh, interesting place. I'm in the surf zone here. Well, there's my first sight of the lighthouse. Talking about the one on the at the bottom of the cliff. I'd just like to get myself to that. These waters aren't terrible, but they're a little bit confused. I'm not too far out though, so I want to get myself to the lighthouse, just round that and then back, and that will be a good trip. There we are, the lighthouse. Obviously you can't come to Beachy Head and not think of those poor souls who have ended their lives here. It's got that, well, I just feel that melancholy, but it's a stunning sight. Well, this is the first of the 7 sisters going west. With the cliffs on my right, and 6 more to go, and then we'll make camp. It's an amazing sight. Well, we made it. I don't know how long it's taken, but oh, we saw. Just had a chat with a guy, really interesting fella. found out that it's 4 o'clock. So I started at 9 o'clock and I haven't been out of this boat for all that time. Oh, really tired. It looks like the wind has dropped now. This guy was thinking about getting a kayak. He does sailing out of Brighton and up in Scotland actually. Meet all kinds of interesting people. I met the beach warden last night and this morning as well. He just was on again. He came to see if I'd had a good night. Was interested in what I was doing. Met another guy earlier on as was, when was that? No, it was last night. Just as it started to rain, and he was just asking me what was actually an interesting guy as well. So here we are. This is Burling Gap. So Seven Sisters is there to my left. That's sister number 1, I presume. And that's New Haven on the other side of that peninsula. Now this is a good campsite. By the first sister. Now this I wish the wind would die down a bit. So this is starters. The main course is chicken curry. Yummy, yummy. Although it's like a mill pond, I am paddling into the wind and it's quite strong. But look at this. Well, it's Wednesday now and that was one of the most beautiful stops really surviving. And so I'm off now, and even the wind has dropped for me. I wonder if that's going to last. I've forgotten, it's 20 past 11. I've forgotten what time low tide is. I think it's 2 o'clock, something like that. Because I want to be going round New Haven at about that time. So we'll see, but I just think we'll go like this, especially if the wind just stays a breeze. It doesn't matter what time I get anywhere really. So let's hope that it will stay nice and calm. This is it, Burling Gap, although it said something different on that sign. And here are the Coast Guard cottages. And this is what I just contacted. Those are the Seven Sisters. When they shot Robin Hood, they came here. They pretended it was Dover because the cliffs are so white here. But I just stayed in the shadow of sister number 1, but that's all 7 of them. And you can just see in the background the Beachy Head lighthouse. So that is Seven Sisters in the background. This is going west rather, towards New Haven. Also quite nice. Lots of birds in the rock pools, just, I don't know, feeding I suppose. This is about the last bit of uninhabited kayak that I'll do. Very, very peaceful. Very spectacular. Well, this is New Haven Bay, so I'm cutting the corner here, so in the open water. The wind has picked up a little bit, so New Haven Bay has got gradually choppier and choppier. The waves were at their choppiest in the middle of the bay, I think. It's flattened out a little bit here, but that wind is just making everything much harder work. Anyway, I can't, although there's some waves breaking around the base of the pier here, I can't see there being any standing waves.
Coast Guard visiting VHF Charles 1667 and monitoring VHF DSC. Solent Coast Guard out.
Pretty choppy out here. And I'm obviously against the current, I'm just getting blown back. So I don't know how far to go now. It's a bit chilly, so I'm change. Got some copper soup coming. Nice. Right, the tide is turning now. Just have to I suspect I'll just keep plodding on until I get to shore. So here we are, we're about to launch right at low tide from New Haven. So we're going into the wind, but nice and refreshed now after a cup of tea and a cup of soup. Yum yum. So in the most benign of conditions, that was probably the worst launch of the entire voyage. What I want to know is, how can this possibly be the same day as this morning? What has happened? This is horrible, in that it's just so much effort to get such a little distance. I can see me staying at oh, I've forgotten what it's called now, but anyway, this side of Brighton tonight, the place I stayed on the first night. Now that is my fault for being a little bit close to the shore. Oh, no. I'm really not going far now. I can see where I want to go. It's by some beach huts. for a pearl section. A quick video diary. Last night was a beautiful campsite, and the day started off with a lovely paddle in the calm and in the light breeze. But as I got towards New Haven, and the New Haven Bay really, the wind started to pick up, and oh my goodness. And I just got round the harbour, had that stop, and then paddled to here, which was nightmare. I mean, I got slammed by so many waves. I never felt like I was going to go over, but no, when I mean slammed, I mean, when I say slammed, I mean full on, kind of over my head, but which was probably because I might have been a bit too close to the shore. Anyway, I made it, and a bit tired. Haven't got very far because the wind today was pretty savage. So I'm not even up to Brighton, never mind Little Hampton. But that's not far away, and weather permitting tomorrow, that's not a long paddle, but it all depends on the wind. And well, I'm not afraid of Brighton Harbour, but that's something else to think about. But as long as you do it at low tide, that'll be fine. So it's not a great campsite. I'm kind of lovely morning. That's a little bit like yesterday, so should really just go. I was going to wait for the tide to go out, because I've got to go around Brighton Marina, but this is going to be a really difficult. And the waves are picking up now as well. Oh, flipping heck, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, that's all. So it's just going to be a long slog. So this is going to be a real challenge. Well, not a kayaking challenge, but a endurance challenge. Because we is going into the wind. They said it was a southwesterly. Well, they weren't wrong. Because this is the coastline between Brighton and Rottingdean, and it's just all the way now there are sea defences, so there are people walking and cycling along, and there's me kayaking along. I think that it's going to be a bit bumpy as I go round the harbour. But what can you do? So I'm a bit apprehensive, but at the end of the day there's so many people there that if disaster strikes, help will be at hand. Oh man, that was... I just couldn't stop to put the camera on. But coming along that harbour wall, it was extremely... well, endurance was required. I feel like it's okay now because the waters are just coming in at me. They're not kind of rocking from side to side. So, although I can see some white water out there, I hope it'll be quite predictable. Well, I just kind of got a bit closer to the harbour wall and it is mad out there. So I'm hoping that I can portage that bit. Yes, I really hope so, because I do not want to go out there. There we are. I don't think this is very portageable.
This is the area for Southie Bilter Line Regis, which includes a strong wind warning. The 24-hour forecast, wind southwest 5 or 6, veering west 4 or 5 later.
So my kayak is over. I've got another adventure. Almost over, thanks to Rob who helped me out from the Brighton Marina. He allowed me to just park here, more here, instead of having to go round. So this really is the end of my voyage, and it ends in front of Frankie and Benny's and the West Quay Wetherspoons. If you're going to end a voyage prematurely, think of worse places. It is pretty bad. I mean, it's possibly worse now than it was when I was around.
There ain't no snow where the rain don't fall, the wind don't blow in the big rock candy mountain.